All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we are going to break down a story of, well, total transformation. It's told through this amazing modern street poem all about how one guy literally traded his entire world, his products, his tools, everything, for a brand new hustle.
Okay, so let's jump right in. The whole thing kicks off with this line, and it's a classic opening, right? It immediately tells you, hey, this isn't just some report from the streets. It's framing this as a modern fairy tale, a legend being born right there on the block.
All right, so first up, a portrait of a hustler introducing Cordell. We've got to get a handle on our main character, Cordell. Like, who is this guy really, and what kind of world is he navigating?
And boom, right off the bat, we get this core conflict. Cordell is not your simple stereotype. I mean, the text describes him as honest and nice. And that just makes you stop and think, right? How does a guy like that even survive, let alone thrive in this kind of business?
So let's just lay out the facts here. We've got his name, Cordell. His product, rock cocaine. His office, the corner. And for protection, a Glock 40 cal. But here's where it gets interesting, the contradictions. He's smart, honest, and nice. And get this, the vice cops know all about him, but they kind of let him operate. This tells you he's not just some random dealer. No way. He's an established player, probably respected, maybe even protected on his own turf.
Okay, let's move on. Section 2, the corner office economy. We're talking about the business of the block. So let's really dig into the economics of his whole operation. Because this isn't just about getting by, This is a full-on business with its own rules, its own market forces, the whole shebang.
Now, to really get the scale of what he's doing, we've got to speak the language. The text throws out terms like brick and key. And listen, these are not small-time deals we're talking about. This is kilograms. We're in the wholesale business now.
So we're told that back in the day, when the OG was alive, a brick would set you back 15 grand. That's our baseline, right? Think of it as the before picture of this entire economy. And trust me, things are about to change big time.
And then bam, the price for a key is now $32.5. I mean, do the math. The value has more than doubled. So what's going on here? Is it inflation, a supply issue, or did Cordell just level up his game in a major way?
This is the crucial takeaway here. Cordell's business is what you'd call vertically integrated. He's not just playing one part of the game. He's operating on multiple levels, all the way from those huge wholesale bricks and keys down to the tiny everyday retail sales on the corner, the nickels and dimes. He's basically managing the entire supply chain himself.
All right, next section, the life and the violence. The culture and its consequences. Of course, a business like this doesn't just happen in a vacuum, right? It comes with a very specific lifestyle, a culture that brought with it a ton of status, but also a whole lot of danger.
Man, the details here just paint this incredibly vivid picture of that 90s style. We're talking metal brim hats, four-fingered rings, khaki suits, the whole look. And this isn't just about fashion, not at all. It's a uniform. It's how you broadcast success. It's how you tell everybody, I'm an official player in this game.
And believe me, the culture went way beyond just the clothes. We hear about dipping in the Lolo, cruising in lowriders, always looking for more women, partying with St. Ides and Bacardi. And then there's this shockingly casual corruption. I mean, he's serving weed to the cops. It's just a world with a completely different playbook. But that world, it was built on a really brutal, violent foundation. And notice this, the storyteller doesn't just say murder or robbery. They use the actual penal codes, 187 for murder, 211 for robbery. Using the codes like that, it's a way of showing this deep, almost clinical familiarity with the violent consequences of the life.
And this one line, honestly, it's chilling. Motherfucker vest, we ain't aiming for your chest. That shows you the kind of calculated ruthlessness you need, not just to survive, but to dominate. See, violence here isn't random, it's a strategy. It's designed to be lethally effective, to get around any defense someone might put up.
So all of this leads us to the absolute turning point of the whole story. Section 4, from bricks to rhymes. This is about Cordell's massive shift, where he starts pivoting from one craft to a completely different one.
And here it is. It's almost hidden, right in the middle of describing his daily grind on the corner. Sitting back, passing time, thumbing through the notebook, cooking up the rhymes. This is the very first hint of his transformation. He's not just hustling anymore. He's observing, he's thinking, and he's creating something brand new in that notebook. And what's so amazing about this is you can basically map his old business model directly onto his new artistic one. It's the exact same process. You observe, you create, you produce, and then you distribute. It's the same 4 steps. He's just applying the exact same hustle to a totally new medium.
And this slide just makes the whole transformation crystal clear. Check it out. The old hustle versus the new hustle. His product? It's not rock cocaine anymore. It's pronouns and verbs. His tool? Forget the Glock 40 cal, now it's adjectives and adverbs. His goal is still to serve, but he's not serving a habit, he's serving up words. The substance has just fundamentally changed.
Okay, and that brings us to the final section, the new word order, Cordell's final philosophy. So in the end, Cordell completely embraces this new identity. He's not a hustler who writes on the side anymore. No, he's a writer who used to hustle. And he's looking back on that entire world with a totally new set of eyes.
So what's in his new arsenal? It's not pistols and bullets, it's pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs. His new weapons are the literal building blocks of language. And this is what he uses now to compete, to dominate, to build his brand new empire.
And with this new power, he kind of positions himself as intellectually superior, you know? He says, I see you nod your head, but I know you ain't getting it. He's talking directly to his old crew, his old rivals, and basically saying, my new hustle, it's on a level you guys just can't even begin to understand.
And the whole story doesn't end with some peaceful retirement. No way. It ends with this incredibly provocative, totally dismissive taunt. I'm trying to fuck your mom. Take your ass to bed. It just goes to show you his ambition, his aggression, that drive to dominate, it never went away. Not for a second. It just got channeled into a whole new intellectual arena.
And that leaves us with this final, really powerful question. When the corner changes, how does the hustle evolve? I mean, Cordell's story is, at its core, a story of adaptation. It's about a real smart guy applying his intelligence, his ambition, to a whole new game when the old one starts to fade away. It really makes you think, how does any hustle evolve when the world itself changes?